Hey folks, High Desert Garden here. Now I know there's a lot of composting videos out there. Some of them are very good, some are less good. Anyways, I'm going to show you my compost pile. Not really as a tutorial of how to compost, but because in the spring we're going to take a look again and see how we did and see what sort of compost we have to use in the garden in the spring. Uh, Anyways, I will give a few tips in this video. I've already made the pile, so I don't think you really need to see me make a pile layer by layer. Should just be able to explain it to you. Alright, so here's the pile. Now, I saw somebody use the metal fencing material like this, and I think it is excellent to use for compost piles because you get great aeration through the sides. Remember, a fire can't burn without oxygen. Microbes can't live without air. Aerobic microbes can't live without oxygen. Anaerobic microbes can. Now, I suggest going with the 3-foot tall fencing like I did. If you use 4-foot tall fencing like I saw somebody use, you're just making way too much work for yourself. That's just that much higher. You've got to lift your shovel or your fork or whatever in order to throw material into the bin. So I recommend you keep it 3 foot tall, and then you can make it a little bit wider. It doesn't need to be narrow. This is about 4 foot wide. This allows me to get plenty of material in there, allows me to build up plenty of heat. This time of year I do get a lot of leaves, and that's going to be really great for the compost. I do have green layers in here. I have leaves, green layers. A lot of my plants, tomato plants that I chopped, at the end of the season, so I layered them in there. Then I added more leaves, grass clippings, weeds, coffee grounds. Coffee grounds are a nitrogen-rich source, so those are green material, and more leaves. And I've been building this pile up over the last several weeks because not all the leaves fall off of my trees at once. As you can see, I still have some leaves. This tree did just recently drop all of its leaves in the last couple days. Elm tree back in the background there has not dropped all of its leaves yet. My poplar tree did in fact drop all of its leaves. And then of course I have things like lilacs. The lilacs have dropped a lot of their leaves. Okay? So I finally had enough leaves to top off the bin. I actually almost had it topped off before, but it settles. It settled back down to about halfway and I filled it up again. Now by springtime, this pile I suspect will only be 1/3 to 1/2 of its size. Okay, there's a lot of air in this pile. Some nice tiny leaves, big leaves. We've got an assortment of different sizes in there. Those will break down, and the pile will be greatly reduced in size. So that's how I did my pile. I hope that helps you guys out, and keep following me, subscribe so you can see how this compost turns out in the spring.